Day 2 of Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. We're starting it off strong with Protopasta. If you guys want some of the most amazing colors out there, you gotta get yourself a big plate of pasta. Talk to me all about Protopasta. What's going on?
Well, for this event, we decided to take our wide selection of colors and composites and bring them in the most condensed way possible so you can see them all in person. So we've got about 130 different variants.
It's a lot of colors.
Yeah, a lot of colors. We've got solid colors with various like glitter, pearl, translucent, opaque, and then we've got our what we call multicolor, which are like variegated, changing throughout the spool. We've got some recycled colors. We've got some PETG, replaying hits from our most popular PLA colors. And then we've got our beautiful composites with carbon fiber, metal filled, conductive for all you electrically minded folks, and some wood composites as well.
Really some amazing filament. The nebulas, though, are where it's at, right?
Yeah.
The nebulas are, if you don't know Protopasta, you probably know Protopasta Nebula and did not even know it. How many colors are you up to in the Nebula series now?
Well, yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. So Nebula, the original one we released a couple years ago, and people just went bananas. I think late last year or early this year, we did 6 like different variants. So we put like more glitter in, different colored glitter, added some fluorescent yellow, so that under black light you get some fluorescing. It's just really cool, and for people who are into Nebula and enjoy that purple, blue, pink kind of color scheme. I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, it is pretty good.
You've got some new options and new ways. And it's cool if you like that style of changing colors. We've got a variety of different colors.
You guys are just known for just saying, you know what? Everyone else does 5, maybe 10% glitter. F it. We're just kicking the whole thing of glitter right into... I'm just imagining someone saying, yeah, no, we're going to dump the whole thing of glitter in there.
Not enough.
That's the thing with Protopasta. It is amazing filament with vibrant colors and way more glitter than you thought would ever be possible. And it prints marvelously. Sincerely, some of the best filament that we've ever used. Problem is I only have so little of it, so I'm very hesitant on what parts we make with it, you know? But you
it's
guys...
It's okay that you think that it's special, you know?
I don't have a Microcenter near me.
Yeah.
Where if you do have a Microcenter near you, can actually go pick up Protopasta filament at Microcenter. It's a 15-hour round trip, so no. But then I just have to order it instead from online, which of course you guys ship nationwide or worldwide?
We do, yeah, both nationwide. If you've got an order that's $49 or more, you can enjoy free shipping.
I love it.
At the show here, we're actually giving everybody $10 credit to just go shopping. We decided not to deal with selling things, just talk to people, enjoy their company, but let them go to the website and pick out some favorites that they see here.
It's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Makes traveling a little bit easier,
It
too.
is. It's nice to travel light.
That's one checked bag worth of filament, right?
2.
But I also love how you have the little holders that are all printed with the decal. It's done right. Thank you guys for doing this.
Cool.
This came out beautifully.
Thanks. This is new, just trying this time. People seem to like it, so it's great.
So you guys also have a subscription box where people can just try it effectively before they buy it. And a couple of random spools show up every month. Talk to me about this. It's endless possibilities, right?
You got it. You know, a couple years ago, we started the Endless Possibilities subscription so that we could just make new things that we didn't necessarily need to release, experiment and such. Funny how things work out as time went on. People wanted those colors, wanted to see those filaments again. They wanted them in stock and in our store. So it kind of has morphed into our new product pipeline where you get the new product first, and some people get 50-gram coils. There's 100-gram coils. Some people just go right into 500-gram or 1-kilogram spools. And every 2 months we have 3 new colors that we make and release through that subscription. It's super cool. Keeps things fresh. Keeps things moving forward.
Well, these were the April colors right here, right?
You got it. Yeah. And so,
nice
we were inspired. We picked spring as our theme. And we actually put that together with the design. We're collaborating with Corey of CM Designs this year and sponsoring theme designs to go along with the subscription. One other thing I wanted to add is the reason we're able to create all of these unique colors is we start from scratch with everything. So we get the raw materials in all their base forms. We have compounding machines to make our own master batch to basically put the dry ingredients into the plastic and then sort of build up from the foundation everything that we want to make.
Okay.
And we started 10 years ago with making our own machinery from scratch, which is kind of a unique attribute that not everyone knows about.
Well, and you're all made in America.
Yeah.
And where at?
We're in Washington State.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See, if you want to support local companies, if you live near the Washington State area, go make sure you get some Protopasta. And if you are anywhere else in the world, you can order it on protopasta.com or check it out in your local Microcenter. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for the time.
Hey, check out Protopasta, links in that description. On to the next one. Continue coverage of Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival, Day 2. Let's get back to it. Day 2 of Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival coverage continues over at the LDO booth. You guys know Jason, you know LDO, but you might not know this, the positron. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, this is open source called positron, and the concept is upside down print. And it's easy to fold down. When you pack it up, it's easy to fill in a filament box.
Yeah.
So you can easy to put into your backpack and travel, event, show, work.
This case is what this one came in,
Yeah,
right?
so this case is come with future productions for
So
easy transportation, shipping. Cause only only box. It can't protect the print well.
Right.
So we give a nice touch box. It's still case.
And you use a
Easy.
90-degree hot end for that,
Yeah,
right?
it is a 90-degree hot end. It's the weight development with feeders.
Yep.
So it's customized 19 degree, but it's not directly straight 19 degree. It's a corner inside, so it will not like clog easily. Yeah.
And this thing is amazing, really. It's
Yes, it is. We like it too. It's so cool. So first idea is just so cool, right?
Yeah.
So when you put all the running system, motion system on the bottom, you don't have flying gantry like other machine. It's more stable, more reliable, and more possibility to run it faster.
Yeah. And those belts are just so freaking cool. What are they?
Yeah, this is called a synchro mesh belt. It's like it's not a very accuracy. We try to solve this trick issue, but it could make the turn 90-degree turn. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's
because
very
it's
flexible.
like a road. It's flexible and compact. But they only have 2 or 3 manufacturers. The whole world could make it. So it's like 6-8 months lead time, very expensive. So it's kind of a trick things for synchronous mesh belt. We may consider to transfer to regular belt with a thin like 3-meter belt design.
Right.
We may lose some space, but we want a reliable production to the market, not just a workable.
I feel that, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make a sacrifice or two here or there to make it be more user-friendly.
Yeah, we are easy to make 20 beta already in the field for test. They workable, but still have some tricky things. We need to improve the design a little bit for the production. So we hope end of this year we have first batch production to come out.
Nice. And of course, Voron, right?
Yeah.
All the different Vorons.
All
Talk
the different
to us.
Vorons. And this is Voron V0.2, the latest version. And this is Micro, and this is Voron Trident 250 size.
Yeah.
Yeah, all Vorons. So LDO make all Voron stuffs, and we have a bunch of setup around the status. So easy to get LDO kit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've been told, we have not done a Voron yet. It is coming
you
soon.
need to do it.
But it's got to be an LDO. It's got to be an LDO. Got to be an LDO.
Maybe start with V0.
We've had a lot of people say they want to see a Trident.
Trident, it's easy if you we can talk later. Try to get your Trident to build it.
I mean, the V0s are just the most adorable monsters of printers out there.
It's just a cute monster. It's a working horse and still print like this size stuff. It's easy.
And they're very fast because they're very rigid.
Fast. Yeah, it is. So it's running clip, so it's came fast.
Anything else coming out of LDO that we can expect this year? Any cool stuff?
It is. We are working some kind of CNC open source machine called the Miller.
Okay.
Millionaire. It's UK guys. We're working with them. We already prototypers at our lab, so we expect to have some productions maybe end of this year. It's like a pretty large desktop CNC machine.
We really do need better desktop mills out there. The ones that exist have some problems, and the ones that aren't open source, those have even more problems.
Yeah.
I've been noticing this farm bot, man. I'm looking at something, I need a farm bot. Those are so cool.
Farm bot already exists like 5-6 years already there. Now it's farm bot V1.6 already. So it's like 6th version. It is open source too. You can easily source all the parts from different suppliers, but the designer, the company, they sell online the farm bot. Yeah, it's kind of CNC farming.
Is there going to be an LDO kit for a farm bot?
It is.
Okay, I thought there was.
The whole LDO kit. LDO OEM the farm bot for the whole kit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of acres of land. I'm like, taking care of plants is actually a lot more difficult than people might think. When you work the kind of hours that we tend to work.
It is when you use technology. It's fun.
The machine goes and does it all. It's great.
Yeah. And the fun thing is the FarmBot team also traveled to NASA, talk with the NASA guys. It's possible to put the FarmBot on the Mars or somewhere.
So cool.
Yeah, it's so cool idea.
Yeah. Well, Jason, thank you so much, man. We got to definitely get together and do some sort of Voron repository. We got to do an LDO kit on the channel coming soon. So guys, let us know in those comments. I'll work with Jason. We'll make something happen.
Sure.
It's got to be a Voron. I see there are so many Vorons here.
Yeah.
And not just in your booth and the Voron booth, right?
Yeah.
They're all over.
Yeah, over. Yeah, it is.
Great representation, Jason. Thank you so much for everything that LDO does for the community.
Yeah. We try to do everything to help community.
You guys are awesome. Make sure to check out LDO. Links are in that description down below. On to the next one. Day 2 of Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival coverage continues over at the Wuxn booth, where we are taking a look at the WXR. Got a couple people here from Wuxn. Guys, introduce yourselves.
My name's William.
And?
I'm Isaac.
We got William and Isaac here from Wuxn. We are going to be looking at the WXR. William, talk to me about the WXR.
So this is our turnkey solution to 3D printing. We designed this printer to be fully functioning out of the box, perfect for the new user and the experienced user that is just tired of tinkering with machines constantly. So this is designed to work reliably, and print phenomenal quality parts.
I mean, that's what we need right now. So many people are looking to take that hobby and start making some cash with it.
Exactly.
And having reliability in your printers is imperative.
Oh yes.
Right?
Big deal, yes.
So what are you guys doing to really push that reliability? What are some of the features of the WXR?
So we have the dual linear guide rails on the Y, the linear guide rails on the X. The big thing is the way we assemble this machine allows for the frame to be extremely rigid.
Yeah.
So when all your motions are going, it's very precise and accurate, so you're able to hold really high tolerances. Other than that, it's got the direct drive system, so that's great for making sure that all the filament goes in perfectly. We have the filament run out detection in here. Makes it easy to swap filament, make sure if you do run out of filament mid-print, it will stop, park, you can reload the next filament. So it makes it very streamlined. This is 250 by 210 by 250. We went with a very classic build volume for the sole reason that our print surface will be very interchangeable with either third-party print surfaces or build plates that other people make, or if somebody has other machines like the Prusas or machines that have this same build volume, they can easily swap out their surfaces and don't need to focus like, oh, I need the Wuxn build plate surface, I have to buy more of them.
Well, I do have a lot of Prusa build sheets laying around, right? So
yeah, exactly.
That's a big value. It looks like the extruder has a lot of that Prusa-esque feeling to it, but you guys have made some different modifications. Can you talk about the differences in that Wuxn extruder? Because I see dual blower fans for the part cooling, and I see a difference in the way the probe is mounted, but talking about these design changes.
So with our motor mount specifically, we have our motor in the back. We were inspired by the Prusa design for the way that they do their extrusion.
Yeah.
But we had to tweak it a little bit to fit with our system. The filament runout sensor is very similar to theirs, but again, just minor tweaks to make it so that it works perfectly for ours. We have something called Wuxn gears in here, so we take the base model of like the hog gear system. So you have the idler with the gear that's attached to the actual motor. And we tweaked that so that way those gears weren't interfering with each other during extrusion. And because of what we've done, it allows for a way better flow rate and constant flow of extruded filament throughout the whole part. So you're going to see less issues and print defects because of the smoothness of the extrusion that we're able to achieve.
Okay, all right, I like it. And you guys have your own filament as well. Can you guys talk about the filament?
So this filament is white labeled for us. We're working on developing our own line. We're a very small team. So
how many? How many?
There's 7 of us total. And right now our main focus has always been the machine, the reliability of the machine, the slicer, the firmware with it, and then creating profiles with a filament that we can get white labeled that it's going to be the same for us every time.
Right, consistency is key, obviously.
Consistency is key, yes. But this is our Wuxn Classic line. Right now we have PLAs and PETGs. We have our red, green, purple, blue. We have a red, white, and blue package as well. We're working on getting TPUs, ABS, ASA. We have some wood PLA coming in as well. And then all those that are coming in, we'll spend a little bit of time creating, making sure we have really great profiles for them. All those profiles for those materials will be available on our slicer. So anybody that buys the WXR that needs consistent, reliable prints, if they use our full ecosystem, they're going to get that.
Now you have your own slicer as well, the Wuxn slicer, right?
The Wuxn slicer, yes.
Is that based on any slicer on the market right now?
Yeah, so it's branched off of Cura.
Okay.
And then we took the Cura model and we changed it a little bit and we streamlined it to make it easier to select what it is you want to do. It's got all the functionality still of Cura.
But not all the confusion?
Not all the confusion.
You just expand everything in Cura, and this, like, I have been doing this for 15 years, and I don't know what half of these settings do, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it is nice to see that you guys are kind of streamlining that a little bit. That's good. But because it is open source, you can use whatever slicer you want.
That is correct.
So if I am comfortable in Prusa Slicer, I can just build a profile for this machine in there, go ahead and use it, and maintain the ecosystem that I'm used to, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Is your slicer also open source?
It is. So everything on our slicer and our firmware and software is all on our GitHub page.
Beautiful.
So that's all available.
And you guys are based out of Fort Collins?
That is correct, yeah.
So you're right up the road.
Right, yep, right across the interstate from this facility.
Gotta love it. That's awesome. So this was a nice, easy drive for you all. You're used to the, bipolar weather. That's apparently very common here.
Oh, it'll snow again too in May, so.
Look, Florida man saw snow for the first time, so he's happy. That was, and got into a snowball fight. It was good fun.
Yeah, this is a perfect environment. Being in Colorado, we kind of have an advantage over a lot of places just because of how dry it is here. Being able to master, electronics and how it does in humidity versus dry, since we got like the most static electricity in the air basically anywhere.
Yeah, I've noticed that anytime I touch things, I get zapped.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, right, it's very dry. So I'm told that you guys have some warranty customer support stuff going on here that you don't find with other brands. Talk to me about what you guys do for this after-sales support.
One of the things we want to focus on is customers having an amazing experience. So with the purchase of WXRs always comes a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. We also have a 90-day warranty after that allows us to cover anything electronics or mechanical on the machine. So if they need something replaced or something's acting weird, we'll send it to you, we'll get it fixed. After that, for anybody that buys WXRs, we have something called a Wuxn Care. We're still working on completing exactly what it is, but for now, what I offer is an extended after the 90 days. If there's issues with the printer, you need something replaced, or you wanted to get a new hot end, or the fan started dying, or something happens, whatever it is, that if you get it through us, then you get a big discount on it. We'll make sure that you take care of it.
It's like a service contract of sorts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's very common in the professional industry where not only do you buy a machine, but you buy a maintenance package for it. And you might say, but Grant, I can fix the machine myself. Well, then don't buy the service package. But if you are a business where uptime matters, or you're a school where you don't have time to spend to make things work that might be having some issues, these service packages are worth every penny. Well, guys, this machine is amazing. It's your first machine, right? First one you've ever done.
We released one prior to, this is the third iteration, but this is the mastered machine, yes.
Okay, so this is your flagship baby. Loving these things. I quite enjoy it. It's a nice machine, good build volume. Love the rails. I'm a fan of linear rails, okay? The MGN 15s and MGN 12s, I like them. These guys are local here in Colorado. If you want to go check them out, make sure to head over to wuxn3d.com. We'll link to it in that description down below. Thank you both for your time. Keep making awesome in all of this. Great machine to see. I'm loving it. Rocky Mountain Rep Fest Day 2. On to the next one. Yay. We're over at the Lulzbot booth, and you know I gotta come find the green. I've always loved Lulzbot green. It's one of my favorite colors, and as a lot of you know, we still have a Taz 6 that does actually still work. The damn thing's a workhorse. So let's talk about what's going on with Lulzbot. You guys, of course, have the Sidekick, but there's some new stuff. We're joined by John, Thomas, and Brian from Lulzbot here. John, tell us more about the machines that we got going on here.
Definitely, Grant. So we've got a few pretty cool things. This being a Rep Rap Festival, we didn't want to bring like a lot of our existing machines. We thought it'd be cool to bring what's next, or what's some stuff that we're working on. Lulzbot is still an open source company, so sharing what our R&D is working on is something that's kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
We don't have to be like, no, secret doors closed. It's like, hey, check out what we're doing. If you have thoughts on that, please share. We have essentially what's the next iteration to our mini platform.
Yeah.
Don't get excited. You can't probably order one of these soon. It's going to take a little bit to get this product finished all the way.
It's soon TM. Come on.
Soon TM.
Soon
there we
TM.
go.
We know this. It's now a thing. It's just now a thing in here.
Very good.
What are we thinking? Are we thinking 12 months?
I think 12 months would be reasonable.
Okay.
We're riffing on a lot of the similar themes that you find in the mini platform.
Yep.
So still a nice sheet metal frame going around the whole outside. We've got the power supply and controller in a box off to the side.
Yep.
But some really new stuff. You're looking at a Core XZ, which is new for us, as well as a Core XY with the Viking. These platform movement systems have shown to be really fast. We've seen with different projects that are out there currently that speed is something people are looking for.
They do like speed these days. They do.
So even just a quick example, you can see within a day we're cranking out repetitive parts over and over and over again.
Yeah.
We've kind of adopted the mantra since moving to Fargo, North Dakota, of reliability, repeatability, and performance. So for us, it's really important to be able to just restart prints, be able to make stuff. A lot of our clients are still more like your schools, universities, Fortune 500 companies, military. So what they're looking for is maybe a little bit different than your normal hobbyist crowd.
Right.
We do make the Sidekick still that meets some of that stuff. This one starts at like $895.
And that's the 289. That's a cute little 289,
Yeah, that's
right?
the cute little 289.
Yeah.
This one's doing flexi.
Oh, that's running flex.
Yeah, so we get the question a lot of times.
Nice.
Why do you guys still print 285?
Yeah.
Right here's the reason.
Flex.
The fat strand on flexible. If you ever take 175 flexi and just roll it in your fingers, you'll see it twist up just like a rubber band.
Yep.
Or as you extrude it, it'll kind of stretch a little too much. All of that goes away once you go to 285. So it does a really good job printing flexi.
Well, and being open source, adapting to 175 is actually pretty easy.
Yeah, the tool heads just swap. We even have third parties out there that just build tool heads. So
That's what we did.
very possible to take your Lulzbot, do what you want with it. We've even seen laser cutters. I saw one guy take and do a clay printer, kind of like the Potterbot or something. But like,
There's quite a few of them out there now with the clay.
Exactly.
I've always loved my Taz 6. It was my first kind of big boy printer that wasn't over 10 grand. Because I had many more expensive printers than that. But it was like my first FDM printer that was more than a couple $100 and was not like a kit, right? It wasn't something that I would go out and build myself. It was something that I bought and worked and still have it. Now, we did end up making a new head for it. I'm going to date myself. See, people that are new in the industry won't even know this. A E3D Titan Arrow.
Nice.
As the tool head for it. And yes, it had a bad bearing. So it's actually running an eye-goose bushing. Those of you that are old in this industry might know that there was a fun thing where those bearings were prematurely failing. That was just part of it. That's how we found out about it, was on the Titan Aero extruder that we had on our Lulzbot. And I like it because I do have a bunch of 285 still in stock. I can use it when I need it, but if I want to go over to 175 and use a TAS 6, we can. It's great. That shows really, these things are built like absolute tanks. They're so freaking heavy. That TAS has got to be the heaviest printer that we have.
Bulletproof's a good way to be.
They're damn near bulletproof. But you got a big one over here. Might have taken a special pill or two. Well, what's going on with this?
So this is our long bed printer. The way this actually sells, you get an entire regular TAS Pro S, and then in a separate box, you get the long bed accessory, you get a BL Touch adapter, and you also get an HS Plus tool head, which has a 1.2 millimeter nozzle. Here at the show today, we've actually got a 0.5 nozzle with the M175 setup. And we're just printing this submarine, something kind of fun. This came out of a request for a lot of our industry partners. They wanted to do bigger parts, fast. They didn't want to glue them together. They already knew how to use the TAS platform. They didn't want to learn something different. They said, we like slicing with Cura Lulzbot Edition. We know how to do it. Can you just make it bigger? Sure.
These rails, I just noticed, are
so they're kind of a special.
Can we push this back a little bit? Is that okay?
Yeah, okay, motors should be off. Yeah, go for it.
Yep. Okay, that's right. Bigger bed,
heavy.
this is going to be pretty heavy.
So we did have to add a gearbox and stuff to drive the belt on this one.
Jeez.
It's kind of a unique IGUS rail rod. So instead of having a circular polymer bushing, you actually have kind of a C shape that covers most of it. And then like a metal belting around the IGUS material just to further hold it in.
So this is not a floating rod. It's fully constrained. It's a fully constrained rod.
So the entire length of our aluminum extrusion, this is actually fixed.
Okay.
So that, picture if you would, if one of these stainless steel rods were 3 feet, 4 feet long or whatever, it would probably bow a little.
Yeah, it absolutely would.
So this is a way to counter that bowing.
Especially when you put 3 kilos on it moving around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So kind of a cool way to do that. We've got some hard plastic. This is a neat one. You know, you're not constrained to just hard polymers, but you can do stuff that actually...
I thought that was going to be a hard part.
Nope. So this is Jabel Seb's popular material. Got kind of a nice stiction effect to it, depending on what you're doing. Good Delrin replacement.
Yeah.
For a lot of shops that way.
And that's a really interesting. Jeez, that is so soft too.
Yeah, it does a great job. If you've got powder coated parts or something, great material to nest them on, non-marring.
Right. So we've got the 2 new printers here that are coming soon eventually. What else is on the horizon for Lulzbot right now?
Sure. Well, the long bed is actually available today.
Okay.
So that's a new one there. And in the next few months, I think you'll see probably a new toolhead system from us that's a lot easier to follow. We've kind of looked at and listened to our customers. We have the SE, SL, HE, HS Plus, all this different stuff that's really hard to follow.
Yeah, the naming scheme.
Yeah, and even the S doesn't stand for the same thing always.
No.
Sometimes it stands for single extruder. Sometimes it's steel. So we'll bring a lot of clarity to that, focus on ease of use.
Good.
So you buy a Lulzbot, you'll likely have a toolhead platform for 175, a toolhead platform for 285, and then probably a Morse extruder 2.0. Something that's just
I love
big,
my original Morse extruder.
Cranks out a lot of plastic fast.
I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. If you're used to printing with a 0.4 and then you put on a 1.2 millimeter nozzle and run a 1 millimeter thick layer, it is comical.
1.8. 2.1.
Are you really going that?
Yeah, going into some big stuff with it.
Well, and that's the benefit of the 2.85 is that you can run a thicker nozzle without having to do CHT craziness.
Exactly.
Although you could if you wanted.
We've looked at it. You can get some crazy flow out of the CHT stuff.
We have done the 1.8 CHT on a Prusa Mini, and that's just stupid. It's like, I mean, you can do it, but you're extruding toothpaste. I'm excited to see that because even it's technically lower quality, right? Because you're doing thicker layers. But if you can prototype 5, 6, 7 times in a day, the printer starts to pay for itself from a business perspective much faster because time is money. So
the more volume of polymer you can get out, the more parts you can get done. You get that call at 8 o'clock, you're in one of these companies and they need something by 11. If you can crank that out.
They normally call it 8 because they needed it at 7, but
exactly.
But,
So-
that's the way it goes. It's like, all right, fine, I'll fire up the printers. Yeah, no,
Yep.
been there, done that. But, John, this is awesome. We'll be keeping an eye on Lulzbot for more coming out.
Cool.
Thank you guys for all that you do in the open source community.
Yeah,
And
you bet.
must be kind of weird coming back to the old stomping grounds,
Yeah,
right?
it is. We've gotten to see a lot of former employees. It's great talking with them. Many of them are still happy that the brand has continued. It's still in the U.S. Here we are 3.5 years later, so we just keep putting in the effort. We aren't a big sales and marketing firm, so you probably don't see us as much out in the public eye, but behind the scenes we have a very good manufacturing plant, and that's where we really reside and do well.
You know what your target market is, and that's okay.
Yep.
And see, that's the deal, right? If you are a maker that's trying to sell stuff, you don't want to sell to everybody. You got to know what your target market is.
Yep.
And that doesn't always mean it's everybody.
Yeah.
You find the right people that you want to work with, you make those sales. You guys are going after the government, the business, the schools, because they're a lot better for the long-term side of the business.
Yep.
So,
And we can be a good partner to them. Sometimes we're the same time zone. If they call and need help or anything like that, it's actually surprising. It's not always, so you think of a support line, it's not always fixing machines. A
Right.
lot of times it's product education. What material should I use to do this? How do I do this in a slicer? That type of stuff's fun too.
look, I've been saying this for years. This industry has made the ability to get into it so much easier, but the education has not gotten better.
Yeah,
Like, you can go get a $200 3D printer that will pretty much work every single time. It might not be the best,
Yep.
but it's gonna work. But you will have no clue what you're doing. You're gonna go online to a forum that's gonna have 9 different answers, and at least 8 of them are going to be wrong. That's the benefit of having that support line, that connection that you guys bring to the table.
yep.
So,
The company can actually give you an answer quickly.
yep.
On the issue, and you're not questioning. It's not necessarily a forum answer. Like, the company actually has told you,
Yeah.
do this. And if you do have an issue with it, we'll take care of it. If you're in warranty, if you're out of warranty, we don't care. Call us. We'll answer those questions. We'll get the machine back to square. We sell the parts.
Yep.
You can buy replacement bushings, belts, whatever. It's amazing to hear. We'll have people still running AL100s or AL101s, which is ridiculous.
Yep.
Early TAS 3s, 4s.
I
They
mean,
keep them
6
going.
months ago, I ordered new iGoose bushings for my TAS 6
Yeah,
from you
exactly.
guys, and they shipped them like, oh, they actually still have them.
Yep.
Well, John, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you
you
guys
bet,
for coming
man.
out. I'm glad to see you here. Are we going to see you at the East Coast Rep Festival?
Yes, we will be. Well, no, not sorry. I thought you were saying Murph at first, because Murph
No,
is in
not
June,
Murph.
which is like 2 months from now.
Are you gonna be, it's in October.
Maybe
in
walking.
Maryland.
I don't think you'll probably see us booth, but
Okay.
you probably will see us walking now.
It's in Maryland. It's not that far.
Well, it's good. It's good flight. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. Well, cool, John. Thank you so much for this, guys. Take a look at Lulzbot. We'll link to him in the description down below. See your coverage of the Rocky Mountain Rep Festival Day 2 coming at you. Let's move on to the next one. We are back with Day 2 at the Rocky Mountain We're continuing coverage of Day 2 of the Rocky Mountain Rep Festival here at the Prusa booth with my good buddy Shane. We got some awesome printers here, don't we, Shane?
Just a few.
Yeah, we got Mark IV sitting right here. The newest printer to come out of Prusa Research, the Mark IV. Can you talk to me a little bit about it?
Well, basically, you have what's possible within an XL,
Uh-huh.
squeezed all the way down into a Mark IV.
Yeah.
So it gives you the best of an XL into our regular standard Mark IV edition. And it has as many of the bells and whistles as it has on the XL, where you now have network connectivity,
Yep.
Wi-Fi, you have our new board that's in there, the new extruder,
The next extruder.
the next
Which
greatest
should
thing.
have a clear cover.
And then you have production time going
I know.
skyrocketing
I
up.
know. It's fine. It's open source. See, this is the value of open
Yes.
source. I'm going to figure out if I need to add a shim, and then I'm going to laser cut a front cover for it. It's
we-
coming. It's going to happen.
Should I tell you that somebody already did it on printables.com? It's already on there.
Well, fine. It's not as cool anymore. But, hey, that's the value of open source. Someone else did all the work, and that means I don't have to. And I get to have all the fun still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, but where you can add LEDs, a smoke machine, not a magic smoke machine, but say like a vape.
Oh, I can
zero
give it the
to-
magic smoke machine if you want.
No. You don't do that with lasers. lasers firing up. Do you like the whole rock
Well, you
star
gotta have
show?
the lasers.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and it does have RGB now, so
Yes, it
that
does.
does make it faster. We actually have an RGB status bar at the bottom of the screen,
Yep.
which I'm told is actually a touch screen, but it's not actually a touch screen, but
If
it is
you,
a touch
if
screen.
you know the secrets behind the great mysterious touchscreen.
Okay.
But it is something, the hardware is capable of it.
Yeah.
It was just an issue of some of the firmware was having some issues with it. So once
Fair.
that is fine-tuned, then it should be activated. So then that way you have an option between using traditional dial or full-on touchscreen.
Right, and with this internet connectivity, right, there are a lot of printers out there that are offering internet connectivity, but the special thing to me, this is a very business thing, you can remove the Wi-Fi module and
Yes.
remove its internet connectivity and lose no features.
Right.
Correct?
Exactly.
You can still update firmware.
Yep.
You can still run prints. You
Yep.
can still connect it to a Raspberry Pi if you wanted.
Yep.
And it also has Ethernet. But it can also print over USB, correct?
Yes, correct.
And now it's USB-C.
yes.
Okay. So you're telling me that if I need it to be air-gapped, I can air-gap it. I can update it not with having an internet connected. I can still have all the controls that I want.
Yep.
And if I choose not to internet connect it, I don't lose any features.
Exactly.
Wow. That's innovative, I guess.
And then also on the flip side of it, say if you're on printables and you see a model and everything else, on the flip side of that, you can just press a button on printables. You have Prusa Connect already set up.
Yep.
It will just automatically start printing on your printer. So we're trying to give it as much flexibility to cater to people's needs.
Right.
So I mean that's the whole idea of how we try to do everything, especially with open source, where we can then if people want to I don't like this, I want to tweak that a little bit and do that and everything else, and they can absolutely do that. That's one of the great things about being open source. And then all those improvements can benefit the community.
Right.
So I mean it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned.
I agree as well. And while input shaping is not yet working, although I guess some of the test files on the USB drive have input shaping on them.
It's not really. See, for example, we put out a video
A
to
20-minute
show
venture.
yes,
Yeah.
that was on draft settings and with some preliminary firmware on it. The files that are on the USB, some of them do run a little bit faster, but it's not so much the input shaping.
Right.
It's fully implemented.
So what are we looking at? Obviously no real numbers needed, but are we looking at 6 months, 12 months? What are we looking at to get input shaping on the Mark IV?
It's already in the process now. What will happen is it will go into an in-house phase where they do all the testing, and then that would be like an alpha version to work out all the bugs. Then it will go into an internal beta testing situation where we'll figure it all out. Unfortunately, I can't sit there and say, "Oh, it'll be done in 3 days, 3 months." I can tell you that they're gonna want to get out as soon as possible.
Right.
But unfortunately, I can't give you an exact deadline.
That's okay. We actually have a Mark IV hot end here. This is all new as well.
Yes, that was a group effort between us and E3D to create the new hot end.
It looks like it's using about a half-length thermistor, half-length heater, and it's a one-piece nozzle, heat break, and everything.
Yes.
But you guys are also offering the V6 adapter so that those of us that have the Mark III's can easily adapt to go ahead and use our entire V6 ecosystem that we already have laying around.
Yep, and it's to give people, again, as much flexibility and options that they have. You can use whichever type of nozzle you like on there. As long as it fits a V6, then you're all set.
And even all of this work is also open source.
Yes.
That's what we love about this community. Now, I'm excited because I want to learn more about XL. So let's go over, learn a little bit about XL. We have a production XL. This is, I can touch it. Ooh, yeah. Single tool head variant, just like if you ordered a single tool head, this is what will be delivered to you.
Correct.
This is pretty cool to see it now live in the flesh, 100% done. Talk to me about the XL and what's going on here, Shane.
Well, this is many, many years in the making. In fact, we've had people come up today where it's like, this looks different than, from ERF or MRF and everything else.
Yep.
It's because the unit that we had there, that was our basically alpha version.
That still had the cycloidal gearbox in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so there's been a lot of changes since then, but this is the actual production unit. And it was a lot of hard work put into this thing.
I can imagine.
It was tested internally, in-house, and then also, once it passed those stages, it went to our beta testers.
Yep.
And they helped test it and submitted feedback, and then we made changes to that, and this is the end result. this is our pride and joy right now.
At 360 millimeters cubed, this is the largest printer that Prusa currently produces. It's got a lot of tech under the hood, including a multi-stage build platform that can heat up just only where it's needed.
Yep.
So if I put my hand over here, it's actually relatively cool, versus the closer you get to the part itself, the warmer the build plate is.
Yep.
This reduces your need for power when running the machine. That way you can have multiples of them on the same circuit, because they get a little hungry. Now this is just the single toolhead variant. The multi-tool head is shipping soon, TM.
Yes, right now the 5 tool head changer is in the beta stages right now.
Yep.
And the testing is going very well. We're working on testers a lot by giving them a lot of different assignments and then providing feedback. Because right now we're kind of wrapping up the 2 toolhead tests.
Okay.
And then after that it jumps right into the 5.
Well, the nice thing is, if you do get a single tool head, and let's say later on you want to upgrade to a 2, a 5, whatever it might be, you can go ahead and do that.
Definitely.
Because the upgrade kits are available, right?
Right. For right now, the way the printer's set up, it can handle up to 2 tool heads.
Okay.
All right, so then after, if you decide to get the 5 tool heads,
There's another power supply.
there's another power supply here. You plug that in, another breakout board, you plug it in, and then you have your 5 tool heads.
So you guys are doing the Prusa rocket. Let's take a look at that model real quick.
There you go. So we have this model
This thing is-
here,
God, it's dense.
just a wee bit.
Yeah.
There's 2 different versions of it. One's for the XL, one's for the Mark IV. And if you look on it, underneath our name, it will tell you, you can see which printer it was
Oh yeah,
done
that's
on.
the XL.
Yep.
Man, I want to make these because rockets is really one of the big use cases for additive manufacturing that exists out there. Yes, there are people that are not just printing benchies as fast as possible. A lot of the rockets that you see going up right now are 3D printed in metal, so it's really cool to have a model like this that is support-free, prints in one piece. That's pretty cool, and I dig it. And God, that build volume, that's so cool.
Well, I mean, you can't just do just a rocket engine. We have to do a pug.
Yeah, you got to.
So we have the pug.
That's a big pug right there.
Yeah, it's just a sample print just for the print volume.
Yep.
And the greatest thing with this one was we kept on sitting there slicing it up just so it would use a full kilo.
Yeah.
Because we set this to print Friday night and we left it there and everyone's like, oh no, that's going to run out, that's going to run out. By the time it was done, there was probably like that much left of the roll. But it works.
I've never taken multiple hours to tune in a print so it takes either just under a kilo or just under 500 grams.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want 100-gram rolls of filament laying around. But what else are we expecting out of XL here? Because there is some fierce competition out there, with Voron being one of the biggest ones. XL, is it going to be having input shaping as well?
Yes, as far as the input shaping, they're working on it for both machines.
Okay.
Because they both primarily use the same type of control board. So it's not just working on input shaping just for the Mark IV, but it's also working for the XL.
So the control boards are actually relatively similar then. Outside of the extruder, is there a lot of other cross-compatibility between the two systems?
For right now, it is primarily, there's some similarities with the firmware and everything else, but then they will expand on it to meet the needs as far as when you get the tool head added on there and everything. So there are possibilities. As far as the exact specifics of it,
Right.
I couldn't say right now. But I mean, like, the one great thing is, like, we can get this built. We get the 5 tool head out there. Then if the community really wants something else, like, oh yeah, hey, there's a new filament type out, we want to work with this and that and everything else, then our developers and our filament guys work together, and they'll always keep on listening to the community and creating what they need.
Awesome. I'm excited. We've got a 5 toolhead XL on order. Of course, we had to go that. What?
Oh no, it's
Okay. All right. Well,
I
don't know.
have to keep you on your toes.
I literally don't know what that means. So I know there's not an XL sitting outside my front door right now.
What do you think, I'm God?
I could take this one with me.
Yeah, I already have an ongoing bet. If you can get this out the door without me physically assaulting you and survive, then it's yours.
You sure about that?
I don't know, you want to go?
Look, I got a lot of friends here.
So do I.
I'll build a defensive line.
I got printed solid over there.
I'll build a defensive line. We'll make this happen.
Yeah, but then there's lawsuits. I'm in Europe and everything else. So.
Oh, well, then you can't flee the country.
Yeah,
Then maybe you have to go back to Florida.
God, no.
We are excited for the XL. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of Prusa Research's new Mark IV. Of course, the XL. Are you getting either one of them? I am excited. I want to get a kit of the Mark IV and build it. We have a kit already of the XL coming soon, TM. I am excited. Hope you guys are too. Shane, thank you again so much, sir.
Anytime, my friend.
Stay tuned for more coverage of the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival Day 2. On to the next one. We are here at the V1 Engineering booth with Ryan. And a lot of you might know V1 Engineering, but might not know V1 Engineering. They're most well known for the MP CNC, the mostly printed CNC. In fact, they've got one right here now. It's not running today. With the
running a demo.
Yeah, it's running a demo because, God, they're so freaking loud. But this allows the average user at home with a 3D printer to build a pretty decent mill.
Yeah, hopefully even with some spare parts from an old printer you don't want to use anymore.
For stepper motors, maybe a ramps board, when you're running on the hardware.
If you can get a 5-driver board, you're set. 4 steppers, a 5-driver board, print all the rest, conduit from the hardware store. Like that's how it started. I had a printer that I didn't like and it got turned into a CNC.
And what is your background? Like what said, I've got a printer, but I actually really want a mill?
There was something called Lumen Labs back in the day. It's the first time I ever saw a CNC, and I wanted one. Ended up with a job at Robo 3D, and I pitched the idea to them, and they were just too busy to do it.
Okay.
Got another job, just built it in my spare time. I put it on Thingiverse, and my email inbox just blew up.
Yeah.
And from there, I got encouragement to pursue it, and then just kept revising. More and more people made it. More and more people asked me to sell them kits. So I made it for people to build themselves, and it turned into, I just want to get the parts from you.
So Ryan, while it's not 100% open source, you've got a really interesting take on open source that I kind of like.
Okay.
We talked about this off camera a little bit, and the synopsis of it is, it's open source except you can't sell the kits. So if you want to use it, start a small business, you want to use it for a YouTube channel, that's fine.
If you want to build one and give it to a friend, no problem.
You can't sell them.
That's it.
And why is that?
There's a lot of work goes into it, and if you can build it yourself, I don't see the need to turn my exact idea into a business. That's my side. Building one for free, I think, is a pretty fair option.
I think it's fair, and that also enables quality control, right? Because if people start selling these kits, unless it is like an LDO that's selling the kits, you never know the quality.
The biggest worry is we do community support, and you're gonna have a question, and people have made mods that really made our life super difficult. So I want the experience to be good, and that's really it, is helping out and not having some wrong size pulleys just making the firmware a mess. All that stuff, it's just easier to have a little control.
And that's fair. I don't disagree with this. Now, the thing that caught my eye, and I've looked at the MP CNC, and I'm really trying to build a CNC right now, but I want something that's really rigid. So maybe we'll do it, but we got to do it at like a carbon fiber, something or other to get the rigidity. It is this. Talk to me about this thing you got going on here, the Zen XY.
One of my first weekends off after starting this as a business, I took an old CNC and I turned it upside down and I stuck it to the bottom of a IKEA table because I saw the Sisyphus table.
Yes.
And I just wanted one.
Same.
And I put the picture on the forums like a dum-dum, and everybody wanted them. So instead of everybody building all that and turning it over, I tried to minimize and just make it really easy. So now it's just a couple of parts, 2 steppers, and Bart Dring's Fluid NC board. Super cheap, super easy. I got to learn a little more Gerbil, Wi-Fi controlled, and you can make it any size you want. Mine is 3 foot by 5 foot. And of all the machines I have here and at home, the showstopper is every time. Zen, every time.
And you use baking soda.
Oh yeah, baking soda, super crisp lines.
Yep.
If you use sand, it's about twice as wide and they're very rounded.
It's gritty, you can hear it.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
We went to optical end stops so you don't hear the clicking when it goes to the ends. Because in the house, you run it real slow and you just come back and there's a new pattern. You let it run and it's, I don't know, it's fun. The kids love it. Everybody that comes by, everybody asks about it. Super fun, super easy, and pretty cheap.
That's what I like about it. I've always wanted to build one myself as well. Like you said, a dining room table would be cool.
Yeah.
A new desk table for me. I don't
Yeah.
know. I've always wanted to build one, and this now enables me that ability.
Yeah,
So.
and this one's fully open. There's just so few parts. I kind of hope somebody makes kits with these.
Yeah.
Because the glass is kind of hard to get for some people. So this one's fun. I hope to see a lot more of them, especially because
what
of here.
size is this right now?
This is an IKEA bookshelf glass. I don't really remember.
It looks about 400 millimeters square. 16
Yeah,
inches or
maybe
so.
a little more. Yeah. Right about there. Jeff built this one from the community.
Yeah, it's nice. Is it milled on an MPCNC?
Yeah, this was milled, and then Jeff actually wrote the software. So this is a web page called Sandify.
Okay.
And you can go in and just play with the knobs and make patterns. It's got text and fonts and everything in there. I built it and I used CAD, and I just did like a CAD and CAM to make a pattern, and he was like, yeah, dude, that doesn't look all that good. So he threw the art part in there, and it's super fun now. Like the kids can go in and move the shapes.
And that's great, right?
Yeah.
Having the ability to just kind of do it.
Oh yeah, and it gets them to eat dinner, so they'll sit down and watch it.
I've never had a problem with eating.
Yeah, those little ones.
Yeah, that's fair. We just actually started a brand new site. That's so cool to watch.
Yeah.
My problem is I could watch this damn thing all day.
Oh yeah, I do it.
But Ryan, this is awesome, guys. Check out V1 Engineering. We'll link to it in that description down below. Go download some stuff. Make yourself a mill. Make yourself one of these Zen XYs. Post about it and tag them on social media.
Yeah, let me see it.
Yeah. Ryan, thank you so much. Greatly appreciated, sir.
Thank you. It's been fun.
On to the next one, guys. Let's get to it. We're over at the Inland booth, Microcenter's house brand of filament. And I know I don't have a Microcenter near me, it's a 15-hour round trip, but chances are you might. And if you are looking to start a 3D printing business, you don't have to have 300 kilos in inventory like I do. You can utilize your local Microcenter, keep a few kilos in inventory, and then hey, go use the fact that they keep it all inventoried and in stock for you. With hundreds of colors from different brands as well as their house brand, they carry Protopasta, Cookie Cat, and others in store so that you can go and shop where it is local to you. The filament is made by some of your favorite manufacturers and then white labeled for Inland, and it's some damn good filament that works. That's the key. Keeping things consistent and easy to use is really where it needs to be. As you can see here, they've got a lot of colors on display with prints from this massive Star Destroyer all the way to the smallest little pieces here, like the Patrick. And if you are looking to pick up a Creality printer, you can go to Microcenter where they sell everything from the smaller Ender 3s to this massive Creality with linear rails, which is an absolute surprise to me, direct drive and all that fun stuff. But really, the big draw today for Microcenter and Inland at the Rocky Mountain Rep Fest is not the filament, it's Mr. Zack Freedman. We got everybody's favorite cyborg, Mr. Zack Freedman here. Zack, how you doing?
Things are right, can't complain.
It's good to see you in meat space. This is kind of cool. Watching these people getting inspired is always a lot of fun. And Zack, you're showing off something cool here. What do you got for the folks at home?
This is called Hextraction. This is the 3D printed board game designed to be modified. So the idea is players take turns playing tiles and rolling balls, and the objective is to try to get a ball all the way to the end zone. If you fall off, you lose. There are other rules. But what's cool about this game is not only is it free and 3D printable, but anyone can design their own tiles. I kind of designed the rules to basically encourage it. You don't have to get permission to design your own stuff. You can just whack something together and throw it down against randos. And I can tell you that I'm the only person to have ever lost this game so far. I lost twice. Yeah, most games of Hextraction do end with someone actually making it to the end zone. But we had an interesting interaction today. So basically, we had a tile near the end, but there was a gap, right?
Uh-huh.
And someone rolled, and their ball fell through the board, bounced off this tray, and landed in the end zone. And it counts.
That's a win.
Yeah, but he wasn't looking at it at the time. So everyone else is like, you just won. He's like, wait, what?
That's a win.
It was great. It felt really cheap. But look, it's a physical game. That's how it works. When you do stuff in the real world, weird things happen.
Does that mean you have to rework the rules so if it falls down, it's falling into lava? Or
Oh, no, that's exactly how it's supposed to work.
Okay.
I feel like that's a big attraction of a physical game.
Right.
Because it's not just the game rules you're interacting with, it's the real world. And you end up with all kinds of strange interactions that, folks aren't expecting. Like, for instance, this tile is supposed to trap the first ball and let the next one through. But every once in a while, it traps... It's hard to...
It traps the second ball
traps the second ball. But here's the cool part. If you roll another ball through it, it generally knocks the first one out. That's the type of weird interactions that add sort of a spice to a physical game.
It's always great. And if you guys don't know who Zack Freedman is, we'll link his YouTube in the description down below. Likes and subscribe. We're supposed to say that, right?
Like, comment, subscribe, and become a mindless thrall.
Yes.
But on YouTube, you should know that I'm better known as Zack Freedman.
Yes.
Why's your camera so small?
Not about the size of the camera, it's how you use it.
It's not the size of the waves, it's the size of the memory card.
It's the size of the benchy. Wait, it's the motion.
Oh,
of
because
the
I saw
benchy
a big benchy. I've only printed like regular benchies. There's some chonkers out there.
Yeah. Now it comes down to you to make a big chonky benchy.
Oh, I need a big chunky printer first.
We need to get you a concrete printer.
Like a printer made of concrete?
No,
or
it prints concrete.
How do you get concrete filament?
It's powder. You mix it
into a spiral on a spool.
I mean, it's not filament based. It uses wet concrete.
Wait, you can print without filament?
Speaking of filament, you can get your inland filament on Amazon, and they ship free on their website. So if you are looking to get some inland filament, you can get it in that description down below.
Did you just segue our conversation into an ad read?
They're not paying me to say that. They're technically, if anyone they're paying, it's you.
They are in fact paying.
Yeah, they're paying me. Wait a minute. You should be saying that.
Oh, you've fallen into my trap.
Every time.
But yeah, head over to playhextraction.com if you want to give this a shot for yourself. It's all free. And head over to youtube.com/Zack Freedman if for some reason you want to see more of my stuff. Just download the game. It's fun.
The guy literally has a portable monitor to do all of his script work.
Oh yeah.
Because script work.
I can't improvise. I'm not smart enough for that.
Yeah, I'm barely smart enough. That's why we have editors.
So I actually modified the heads-up display specifically for, what are we calling this? RMRRF? RMRRF. All right. Specifically for RMRRF. Yeah, so you'll notice it's actually a different design than in any of my videos so far.
It's sleek on the side.
It is a bit sleeker, but it has a new feature now, specifically for a trade show. And that is I can detach the entire optics part without having to take it off so other people can try it on.
Wait,
so,
am I going to ascend to the level of Zack? Okay.
There you go. So I've had it powered off, so it'll take a while for something to show up. But you should see eventually an Android home screen, because that's what it is. It's just an Android tablet, except on your face. Have you seen the Android logo?
Yes.
There it is.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that is really crystal clear.
Yeah, it's ginormous, like full HD and everything.
This is a full HD screen.
Yeah, 1920 by 1080.
Blows my mind, dude. That is.
I think. I'm fairly sure. I'm like 80% sure.
And the camera can't see any of it, which is just so much cooler.
It is very difficult to get shots of, but I think that camera might. The camera might be small enough to actually get in there and see.
Oh yeah, probably is. That is so cool, dude.
But so I modified this with magnets so that I can just detach it and show it off to other people.
Well, the real question is, how do they work?
How does what work?
Magnets. How do they work?
Juggalo scientists have been on it for decades. As far as I know, they haven't made an ounce of progress, although they do throw some sweet parties.
That's what I hear. Well, Zack, thank you so much for hanging out with us and talking. Guys, links are in that description down below as well. Continued coverage of Rocky Mountain Rep Festival Day 2 coming at you. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you, sir.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Rocky Mountain Rep Fest continues with my buddy Vishal from Sliceworx. They've got some amazing filament colors, and you might say, Grant, we've seen all the colors. We're subscribed to Filament Stories. We know what we're doing here. But have you seen definitely not Ryobi yellow or green, depending on which is your preference? Fight that out in the comments. Have you seen definitely not DeWalt, definitely not Makita? You have actual names to them, but I have totally forgotten them. And my cheat sheet is back here. But really great colors, you've matched exactly. So those of us that love certain brands are able to make those accessories and fit it.
Yep.
But Sliceworx is not just about filament. What else do you guys do?
We also sell a printer, KP3 Pro S1.
Okay.
It's a rebranded Kingroon printer that has our custom firmware.
Okay.
We also sell marble filament. We also sell accessories for Ender 3 and other printers. We also are coming up with our tri-silk blend of filament. It's 3 filaments in one.
That's a lot of colors.
Spool. The orientation changes the way you see it.
Right.
And we also have a sandable and stainable wood filament. It's got 25% pine wood in it, and you can sand and stain it whatever shade of oak or walnut you want using a regular stain from like Home Depot.
That's pretty cool. 25% is actually a fair bit when it comes to filament. Normally when you're dealing with a wood fill filament, it's 5, maybe 10%, but 25, that's good because it'll act more like wood and less like plastic.
Yeah,
right?
we experimented with like multiple percentages, and 25% was the sweet spot where we found all the stains kind of hold on.
Right.
So you can go like darker like oaks or walnuts, and then it'll still hold on. It's 25% pine sawdust that we blend into the PLA.
I've worked with wood fill in the past where it's got that nice wood smell. Does it smell like pine when it's printing?
Yes, it does.
That's the best part. It's that extra, involvement in the process of, it smells like wood. I like it.
So on the point of smell, there's one more point. All our regular PLA also smells good.
Yeah.
Because we add vanilla bean essence to it.
Do you?
So when you print with our PLA, it smells like you're baking something in the house. You'll get your neighbors over.
Well, what if I don't like my neighbors?
Just close your doors.
Yeah, that's fair. If any of you have ever printed in pure PLA, it's got that sweet kind of syrupy corn. It's cornstarch. It smells like corn syrup. Some people say it smells like waffles. The Canadians say it smells like crappy syrup. And Americans are like, I don't know, it just kind of smells sweet. You've added vanilla bean extract to it to make it just kind of smell very, very sweet as well.
So our filament is made in India.
Okay.
And we found a manufacturer who makes specifically food-grade vanilla extract for PLA. And we said, why not put it in all our PLA filaments? And that's what we did. So each time you print with our printer, if let's say you have a print farm, it'll smell like a cake factory.
That's actually a pretty good thing, I would say. Especially some filaments can really smell. I'd love to see that added to like an ABS, so the ABS stinks a lot less. Maybe you can change something about it to get different properties with that ABS. But I'm really digging the colors. And I hear so much about these Kingroon printers, and my buddy Dom, Geek Toy Box, talks all about the Sliceworx machine that you guys have, that it is pretty damn good. So what did you guys do? You have a custom firmware on there. Is there any other modifications that you did to the printer?
We do PID tuning before we ship the printer. We also upgrade a printer a little bit. We have a silicone sleeve on the hot end that keeps the temperature variation in control. We also have yellow springs on the bed. So you don't need to level the bed as much as regular printers. Also, we add a handle complimentary. It's not a file we put on the SD card for you to print. Just so that you have a handle out of the box. We include it in the box. So the good part about this printer is, and why we chose this model, is it's very compact.
Yeah.
It fits on a sheet of paper 8.5 by 11 inches. That's all the footprint you need on a table to keep this printer. The second thing is it weighs only 15 pounds. So let's say you're printing in the office.
This is only 15 pounds?
Yes, it's only 15 pounds.
I gotta feel this. I'm sorry. I gotta do it. That's just a box. Yeah, no, that box is gonna fall. Don't do that, Grant. Dude! That's really not bad at all. I'm used to printers weighing considerably more than that.
So let's say you're printing in the office, you want to, move back home.
Right.
Just pull the plug, power it off, take it home.
Yeah.
This power loss recovery, you can just start printing again the same model at home.
That's fair, as long as it doesn't fall off, right?
Yep.
The alarm part doesn't fall off the bed.
Yep.
That's really cool. So, where can people find more information about Sliceworx?
You can go to our website. We post updates on our blog on our website from time to time.
Okay.
We also are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We also have a Facebook support group. So if you have any problems with any of our products, you can go to the Facebook support group.
Awesome, and that's Sliceworx, WORX.com?
Yes,
Awesome.
Sliceworx.WORX.com.
That's been behind us the whole time. Definitely didn't look back there to make sure I was spelling it right. Links will be in that description down below. Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival coverage will continue. Let's get to the next one. We we're over here at the Voron booth, and you all might know me as the Voron moron, someone who has never built a Voron before and knows nothing about it. We got Tim here from Voron. He's going to kind of show us around. I've been told this design right here is one of the first Vorons ever.
Yes, so this is what's known as Voron Kit, or just V. These printers were originally created by Max for a company he called MZ Bot back in 2015, 2016 as a commercial printer. His goal was to make and sell kits for these.
Yeah.
He then realized that was a terrible financial decision and decided to open source everything. That kind of started growing a community around these printers and became a big group of people who wanted to see this design grow and become something else. So over the years, this migrated into what's now known as the V1 line of printers, or now the V Trident. But during that time, Max was reached out to by a company who said, hey, can you make us a large printer? We like this, we need bigger. So he made the first iteration of V24 right here, which is a little big.
It's really big. Hello? It's really big. I'm on my tiptoes.
We had to build a custom table for
it.
We wanted to make sure it was sturdy.
This thing, V24, is huge. Literally 24 inches X, Y, and Z, right?
Correct. Yep.
So big it does not fit through a standard man door. Is that correct?
It has 4 300mm beds underneath, and they're independently controlled. Because if you turned them all on at once, you could potentially pop a 50-amp breaker.
And it's ball screws?
Correct. Ball screws, NEMA 23s, X and Y, and I think all the Zs as well. But what you're seeing on there, a lot of the research and development that Max did on that printer was then what became the Voron 2 line of printers.
Right.
The quad gantry level, belt-driven Z. So that's kind of where the paths diverge. So you have the V1, which is the moving bed, V2, which is the moving gantry. Now, development on the tool heads also adapted. And we have here...
this thing is huge. This is a big extruder for a Voron.
So this is the Voron Stealth Burner Extruder tool head. This is a 400% scale version of it. Down to the solder joints, which are silver hot glue we found on Amazon.
That is hilarious.
Natural ABS, all parts. These clips work.
No, they do not. Oh my gosh, they do.
Get it in there. Yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
The fans spin, the gears move. This was about a week before the event. We decided we wanted to make a showpiece. So we did.
Yes, the maker way of doing things. So, I don't know, what are we doing? I don't know, we should make a big extruder. How much time do we have? A week. All right, what the hell, let's figure it out.
We made a Google spreadsheet, and all of a sudden everybody had their parts to make. So,
that's so cool.
Yeah, I want to work down the line here. So one of my favorite things about the Voron design and group itself is because everything's open source, people can make and modify their printers.
Right.
So this right here is a Micron. This is a V2.4 made
just
of V0 parts.
Smaller, yeah.
So it's quad gantry leveling, it's a rigid bed, but it's made out of 15-15 extrusion. So it's just somebody decided they wanted to make it and they designed it.
Yeah.
We've got this one here, which is a double-walled, insulated, high-temp printer. It's designed to print that.
What kind of temps does this get to?
I'm not sure. I don't know where Doug is, the guy who made this. But it's double-walled, and it probably can get 80, 85, probably even higher inside.
It's nice.
So, yeah, it's a really nice printer. So this one here, this is my personal V0. I've built this over the last few years, multiple iterations of it. It's currently printing TPU, but I've printed TPU, ABS, carbon fiber, PLAs, PETGs, nylons, and whatever I can throw at it, it'll take without any issue.
And you decided to go full RGB.
Full RGB. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade. I don't do much electrical stuff. So this kind of gave me the opportunity to leverage a lot of the team members who do motherboard design or other professional electrical engineers and learn a new skill. So the side panels are RGB circuit boards, display. I never made this before, so being able to learn new skills as part of this hobby group is rather incredible.
And, you know, RGB makes things faster.
It does, and I got full control over it right now. I keep it orange most of the time because it's just an orange and black printer. I love that color scheme.
There's some more printers down there. You guys have a big booth. There? Yeah, let's take a look at what else we got.
Sure.
This is a Trident.
This is a Tridex.
God, there's so many options.
This is another modified printer. This is a Trident with IDEX, independent dual extrusion axes.
Right, IDEX, yeah.
So this is a two tool head Trident. It's really cool to see how this has come across because it's not something that is that common nowadays. It's growing, it's getting more popular, but having two tool heads instead of a filament changer can open up a lot more possibilities. for
Soluble
different-
supports.
Soluble supports,
Yep.
different temperatures. You don't have to keep heating and cooling.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yep.
and then this one here was another community member, Dustin Speed, who loves Futurama, so decided to make Slurm into a printer.
I love it.
So everything down from the headlight tint on the panels to custom LED diffusers in the skirts. It's an amazing printer.
I love this community. Y'all are a bunch of
We're
just
nerds.
a bunch
We're
of
a bunch of
geeks,
nerds.
and I love every bit of it.
Well, so a couple people have talked to me, and I really like the phrase, you don't build a Voron, you build your Voron.
Yeah.
Everything is custom, from colors to frame colors to controllers to how you set it up.
Right.
You can do whatever you want with these kind of printers. You make it your own.
Yep.
And that's why every one of these ones here is unique in
They're
its own
all
aspect.
different,
They're
yeah.
all different.
That's what I love.
But they're the same lineage, but they're their own unique machines.
Like, I have an identical twin.
Yeah.
We
You're
might
not the same,
look the same,
but you are the
but
same.
we're not the same. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And-
they each have their own personality, if you will.
They do.
So,
They definitely do.
I've got some that I swear hate me and don't want to work.
I have a couple of printers like that.
Really?
You guys are looking like you're building a Trident live.
So this, yeah, it's printing right now.
It's printing.
It's printing. This was a bag of parts yesterday at 10 a.m.
Holy shit.
I know.
It was raffled off.
And it was raffled off. So
Now
somebody,
we have to bleep a video
so
because
somebody won this. And
Wow.
And it's printing right now, and that looks really good.
All right, so what is it going to take me to fly all of you to Florida and do this for my printer? Whenever I do this, because I,
mean,
don't want to.
Honestly, I think it would just be.
I'm so afraid of building one of these live. I'm gonna screw it up, and I'm gonna get forever chastised about it.
Joel did it off camera.
Yeah, well, I'm not Joel.
I think the building of it is really a learning experience. You get to understand, like we said before, you understand why everything is done the way it's done.
Yeah.
And when something does break, you don't have to reach out to a company, figure out what they're doing, get their return policy, all that stuff. It's, that screw came loose. The worst part is finding out what screw came loose, though. That's always the worst part.
I will say, I gotta work with LDO on this, but I want to do stainless hardware.
Yeah, that would look real crisp.
Yeah,
That would
and
look
I
real
got
nice.
I got a guy to do it.
The community has grown incredibly well in the areas of generosity.
Yeah.
We've got volunteers from all over the country, all over the globe, who are more than willing to help you with whatever you need, whether it's configuration issues, print quality issues, or I don't know where to start.
That's what it's all about.
We have people come in from all different areas of the build, and it's honestly kind of fun to problem solve them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm a mechanical engineer by nature, so I like that problem solving.
Why we like to do
tinkering.
Print Fix Friday,
Yeah.
man. It's
Yep.
all about
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem solving.
Yeah, and you learn from fixing problems. You don't learn from getting replacement parts and getting a new printer sent to you every time it breaks.
Exactly. Amen to
So,
that.
yeah.
Well, cool. Tim, again, thank you so much.
Nice, great
this has
talking
been
with you.
awesome. Guys, if you don't know Voron, we'll link to it in that description down below. I know I need to build a Voron. It's coming.
We'll help you out.
Yeah. In the comments, let me know what I'm building. Remember, guys, if you do want to learn more about the Voron project and everything that they're doing, we'll link to it in that description down below. They do have the coolest badges. A lot of them have these
RGB,
RGB,
yeah.
rechargeable. It's the most ridiculous.
It actually runs Clipper too.
Of course it runs Clipper.
It's a Raspberry Pi Pico.
Of course it runs Clipper. That is precisely what I expect out of the Voron community. Yes, we will be building a Voron coming soon, TM. Let me know what Voron you want to see built in those comments down below, because I'm leaning toward Trident,
Trident would
but
be
I
good.
really want to do a 2.4, but I am told do not do that as your first Voron.
Trident's definitely a bit easier. It's newer
Yeah.
release. It's got more quality of life. But the 2.4, I have got two of them. I love them to death.
I just
So,
love the way that they work.
It
It's
looks
so
so cool.
Well, Tim, again, thank you.
Great
Seriously.
talking with you, Grant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more. Rock Your Out and Rap Day 2. On to the next one. We're over at the Microswiss booth, and while they've got a plane to catch, they gave a couple of minutes to us to talk about their brand new nozzles coming out here. Take a look at these CM2 nozzles. It's a copper nozzle with a hardened H2 tool steel insert. This thing is amazing.
Yeah, so with M2 nozzles that we have currently, you lose a lot of thermal conductivity because of M2 properties. So we decided to make a nozzle with a copper. The main core is a copper core, like you see it here. But the insert is a hardened tool steel, actually hardened high-speed steel, M2, with a nano coating. The double steel and nano coating.
Very nice.
Yeah, it provides all the wear resistance that you would expect from an M2 nozzle, yet keeping the thermal conductivity of a copper.
Yeah.
So you get best of both worlds, basically.
Definitely do.
Yeah. So it's coming within a couple of months, maybe a month or two. Yeah, it's a new nozzle we've been working on. It's going to be available for different printers just because it's so convenient just to change the tip, and basically you can put it on any kind of geometry, any body.
That's very nice. Yeah.
So it's coming pretty soon. It's getting tested right now. We're almost done with the prototype. It's a working prototype already, but for the full production is a couple months away.
Really looking forward to it, guys.
Yep.
You all know Microswiss. You know they make amazing stuff. Of course, it's all packed up, so we missed a lot of it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll card to their video from the East Coast Rep Festival, which has so many amazing things that they've been doing. And a little birdie tells me there might be some really awesome stuff coming out of Microswiss here pretty soon. So keep an eye on them. Get subscribed as you always do. Leave a like and let us know down below. What's your favorite thing that Microswiss makes? Because I'd like to start checking out some more stuff from them. And if we got to make a really crazy printer with a Microswiss,
You gotta come over to our shop and take a look.
You know I should.
It will be real nice.
Just
yeah.
if it's cold here, it's really cold there,
It's
right?
cold, yeah.
So let's wait till the summer.
Let's do it, yeah.
Soon TM.
Yep. Well,
Well, cool, guys. Yeah, we'll let you all pack up. Thank you again.
Yeah, for sure.
Check out Microswiss. Links in that description down below. We'll see you guys in the next one. Let's move on to the next booth. We are over at the 3DQ booth, and if you guys remember, we interviewed the team from 3DQ. We'll card to that podcast so you can take a look at it. 3DQ is all about automating your print farm and at the same time monitoring all of your fails. And I guess theoretically get better at it as you figure out what the problems actually are. Steven, talk to me more about 3DQ, what you guys do, and what brought you here to the Rocky Mountain Rep Fest.
Yeah, for sure. So we automate 3D printers and we automate 3D print farms. There's two parts to what we do. The first half is hardware. So we have printers set up here that are auto-ejecting printers. So what I mean by that is that when they finish the print, the bed cools down and the nozzle comes around behind the models, pushes them off into the bins, and then repeats that until the filament runs out, basically. So the second half of that is there's a whole software platform that all of these printers connect to called AutoFarm 3D. This controls all the printers that we have here, and you can even go up to like farms of size like 50 or 100 printers, and it automatically distributes prints across the farm, and it also connects to like your Etsy store or Shopify store. So like when a customer places an order, it automatically starts printing.
It'll add it to that whole queue system, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
The benefit over this basically comes down to time, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, time is the one thing you cannot make more of.
Nope.
You can make more printers, more parts, whatever, but you can't make more time.
Yeah.
And this saves people that are doing this as a business lots of time. This is not something that you'll generally find in a hobbyist room, right?
Yeah. There are 3D printing businesses that have 3 8-hour shifts stacked to morning, afternoon, graveyard, people printing parts, removing parts, throwing SD cards into printers, loading files, and it's like a full-time gig.
Yep.
And so what this does is we automate like all of that. So we can have printers running 24/7, you know, every single day of the year, just printing out parts, and you know, it allows one person to like manage a lot more printers than you'd normally be able to.
Right.
We're trying to make it so that you can run a print farm just by loading filament and picking parts out, and none of the micromanaging that really comes with running a print farm. There's so much of that.
Oh my God, there's so much of that. And we don't have a big print farm comparatively, right? We've got 47 machines, but half of them are resin at this point, and A lot of them aren't farm-based printers. You know, they're for the channel, they're fun printers, they're angry at me for some reason.
Yeah.
But this allows even literally artillery sidewinder printers to be a part of it. What printers do you guys support in this whole auto farm atmosphere?
All of the printers that we support are Marlin printers that have USB ports that have communication. So that's like 95% of all the printers available on the market. And most print farms use Marlin, most print farms use these kind of printers, bed slingers. There's some Core XY printers too, but we're not really compatible with Clipper. So that's the one thing that some people are asking about here. But
is that potentially coming soon?
It's definitely on the roadmap. We're looking at it later this year. A lot of new printers coming out have Clipper built in, so we're like, all right, this is where the community's going. We're going to add Clipper.
And you guys are also doing fail detection, AI fail detection to monitor at the same time. Talk to me about that.
The missing piece here with automation is when the printers are running 24/7, there's going to be a mistake.
Yeah.
Whether it's your fault or the printer's fault or like something in between, there's going to be a fail at some point. So if you want it to be reliable, there has to be some sort of fail safe in order to like prevent damage, current printers from being destroyed. So we've got Quinley Vision, which is a failure detection AI that tells you when your print's failing, but also can tell you how the print is failing. And so the idea behind it is that we want to provide a way to automatically respond to the kind of fail that's occurring. So like if you're stringing, it can automatically reduce the temperature by 10 degrees.
Right.
If you're under extruding, maybe you'll reduce the speed by 20%. And if these changes make an improvement, save those changes to the G code so that when you next print it, it'll print perfectly. We're not just looking at like, hey, your print failed, go fix it. It's more like, hey, your print was going to fail, I changed something, it's saved, you don't have to worry about it. Like that's the end goal here.
Okay. And Steven, we're actually really close. We got a bunch of machines that have finished. This one though is sitting at 35 degrees centigrade. At what temperature will it go to just boop the part off the bed?
29 degrees is what we've set it to here.
Okay.
That works great for pretty much every PLA out there. Most prints release great at 29 degrees, that's what we do. You know, some people try to bump it up a little bit to save a bit of time, 31 degrees, you know, but yeah.
And this is a paid platform, correct?
Yep.
And are you open source?
We are closed source, unfortunately.
You are closed source. So there are decisions, right? And people might say, oh, closed source, run away. Stop, because what's going on here, while could be open source, do you have any other income?
The products we create, or the products we provide, are our income.
Exactly. Open source is a little bit more complicated to make money with. We've talked about this previously. Card to that video where we take a look more at open source versus closed source. I don't hate it. I wish it was open source, but I understand the reason not to. You guys are really pushing the edge. We've got fail detection. That's been a thing for a while.
Yeah.
Quinley Vision is not only detecting, it is modifying. And that's what sets you guys apart.
Yeah.
That's important, I think. There is opportunity out there that exists beyond what is 100% known to us. And well, people have to eat. Where are we talking about? So closed source means pricing, obviously. Where are we talking pricing-wise for this?
Yep, so it's about $30 a month per printer.
Okay.
And that replaces a human. So full-time worker, 40 hours a week.
Yep.
Automated print farm, 24/7. No breaks, no sickness. This stuff just keeps on working, keeps on printing, and so compared to a human, it's not too bad.
No union mandated breaks. The worst. I'm joking. So these are not stock, obviously. What has been done to these machines to make them this Auto Farm 3D capable?
They're very close to stock, actually.
Okay.
We changed two things about them. We put a bed on them. The bed is called the vapor bed.
Okay.
And we tilt them, as you can see.
Yeah.
And so the tilt really just helps the parts come off. The vapor bed is a special bed that we've specifically designed to release plastic when it cools down. And that helps all kinds of parts get removed from the print bed. Big parts, small parts, thin parts, a lot of parts that you wouldn't expect to release perfectly fine.
Nice.
So, you know, even the stuff that's like 1 millimeter thick,
yeah.
People are like, you can't eject that. We can eject that. We can eject a lot of stuff.
So where do people learn more about 3DQ and all your guys' products?
Yeah, so we have a website, 3dq.com. We also have a YouTube channel that we're putting more effort into now. We've had it for a few years, but we've really been pushing on it. So if you want to learn more about us, honestly, a YouTube channel is probably your best bet. Just search up 3DQ on YouTube. You'll find us. We've got a lot of videos. We got some time lapses of the print farm just like churning out prints.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We did one actually last week, which was like a 2-day thing where the buckets overflowed. So,
nice.
You know,
nice.
It's like a great feeling coming back to like just parts everywhere. You didn't have to do any of the work involved in setting it all up. It's great.
As long as they didn't break when they hit the floor.
Nope, no, they're like, most prints are pretty good about that, unless you're printing like miniatures or something. So
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, thank you so much. This has been awesome.
Thanks, Rand.
More coverage of the Rocky Mountain RepRap Fest coming at you. On to the next one. Back over at Fabrico because as we were leaving, my buddy Apex here wanted to show us all about snake oil, and then you got real busy. So we're back here, day 2, looking at snake oil. Now, does that make you a snake oil salesman?
Well, if I had anything to sell, it might be.
So, if you go on record for this and sell a lot of them, does that make you the apex legend of snake oil salesmen?
Hey, this guy.
This machine is kind of nuts. It is 30-30 extrusions, 0.9 degree stepper, so it's not going to be going as fast as this monster sitting next to it, but you're going to get incredibly high detail and high quality. But Apex, tell us all about this thing, because this thing is beautiful.
Right, so I joined the project early on. Like you were saying, I like the 30-30 extrusion, the 0.9 degree steppers, and the triple belted Z-axis. I've messed around with lead screws often enough. I just didn't want to do that anymore, and I didn't want to level the bed manually anymore. The auto bed leveling is really fun, like the Z-tilt to adjust.
Yeah.
I just really, I've got a wife and kids. I don't want to spend my time troubleshooting my printer. I want it to work. And so this was built to be extremely rigid, great print quality, and it lasts a long time. The main designer, the main dev, he's been using his, has thousands of hours on it and hasn't had to repair anything. So it's very reliable.
Why is it called snake oil?
So the main designer, he's from Japan, and he saw what a lot of printers would be like closed source, and he's like, it sounds like they're selling snake oil, like it's all magic behind the scenes. And so he did this tongue-in-cheek, saying, look, we have the snake oil too. We have all the snake oil that you claim to have and all the fun stuff. And we can get that high of print quality and speed, and maybe even better at a lower cost, and have fun building it.
The other thing that I noticed, and you showed this to me as well, the print parts that you use to hold the panels on.
Right.
Talk about those for me.
Okay, so this is funny because before I came to the convention, I had seen 3 or maybe 4 3D printers in my life. Even though I'm one of the devs on this project, none of my other friends are really interested in it. So the panel clips, I didn't expect it, but they stole the show.
Clip on, clip off.
Right, so these are, if you need to take the panel off, it's very simple. And I took this for granted. These are all over, like these attention to detail, this is all over in the printer, and so I just take these for granted. And it's the first thing that everyone talks about when they've seen a lot of other printers.
No, that's so easy to maintain.
And so I just gained a new appreciation for the design that Chip put together in this snake oil all over again. And
wow,
so
that is actually really, really simple to do.
The only thing is, if you get one of these situations, you have to loosen it a little bit. But you can still you can move them around if you need to. It's a very nice system, and there's little details all over the place.
I really like it. So where can people find information about snake oil?
So this is on GitHub. If you follow the GitHub link to the Discord, we're very active there, and we'd love to talk to you about it. I think there's only 12 printers out there right now, but we might be changing that. There's rumors of Fabrico maybe putting a kit together for this at some point.
Boy, I wonder how that would happen.
We'll have to see.
Apex, this thing is awesome, but it's not on.
It's not on.
So this is the fun part about going to conventions and shipping things across the country and dealing with other people handling your pride and joy. This machine, unfortunately, we had to call it Time of Death.
Time of Death, 2:20 p.m. I got the first ever nozzle clog, and as we were doing that, my main board, which has been on, giving me problems since day one. I probably can't say the name of the vendor, right? But I'm very upset.
Don't do that.
But I'm not going to do that. But I've been meaning to replace it, and now I have an excuse to, and it's going to stop giving me trouble because it's dead now. But
it's dead to you, I'll tell you that much. But this is the thing, right? Even high-end 3D printers, whether they're kits, they're custom builds, or they're off the shelf, problems can happen. And it's why we tell people to maintain spares of parts. Now, do you ever expect to need a new motherboard? No, not really. But these kind of things happen, and they happen for some reason way more often when it happens in a convention. But we got to see it for just a little bit. It was the last bit of B-roll right before the thing. Did eventually, I'm trying to think of a good snake pun, but I really don't have any. Give up the ghost. But nonetheless, it was still really cool to see it. I'm excited to see more development about it. We'll link to everything in that description down below, so if you want to follow the snake oil project or build one of your own, you can do so. Apex, this has been awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
And look forward to really following the progress on this, because I think I've been bit by the Voron bug, and I'm pissed at every one of you, because up until this channel, I can ignore Voron. Because it's like, I'm like, oh, it's a lot of work. I know that they'll work, but it's all this extra. This is a ton of work. Way more work than people understand. You're doing the work, and it's really awesome. So congratulations. You know, new motherboard, no big deal. Your wiring is great, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. You'll have this thing up and running in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks again, Apex. This has been awesome. I'm looking forward to this. The bug has bitten me, and, well, I blame you. I blame Hector. I blame Jason. And I blame our comment section. Oh, I have to blame Nero in there at some point, too, because always, at the end of the day, blame Nero. We got to get going. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
It was a great show. Come next year, guys.
What an experience the Rocky Mountain Rep Festival has been. Day 2 was as good, if not better, than day 1. We spoke with the organizers. They saw over 3,500 butts through that door in the 2 days alone, which, given how smoothly everything went, is just absolutely amazing. We've invited them onto a future podcast, so get subscribed if you want to really hear what it's like from the horse's mouth to run a Rep Festival for the first time in a new place that nobody has ever been. It was pretty cool. Let me know if you guys want to see more stuff like this. It's been a lot of fun, but the journey for Amber and I, it's not over yet. We're actually staying in Denver for a few extra days, so stay tuned because there's more of that coming. But I was given a box at Fabrico, and it just says Honey Badger all over it. And if, well, I know a thing or two. Honey Badger don't give a damn. So let's get into this and take a look. I was told to open it on camera later on. Oh, and I even opened it on the right side. We've got a Fabrico card, some stickers, some Fadus. It's worth it already. It's worth it already. Some paper. Victoria will be very happy with that. Tap, tap, tap with a Voron tap. My God, there's so much in here. We got a Speedy sticker, another tap sticker, all these stickers. Oh my gosh, love the stickers. Got a big Tree Tech box here. We've got these are steppers. These are stepper holders. So these allow your steppers to be vertical. Oh my God, wait, there are steppers in here. Holy crap. There's 2209s in there. Is there a whole printer in this friggin' box? Do not tell me that they were just handing. No. I think there's a whole. What is in this box? We've got a box from LDO. It's a motor. Well, of course that would make sense, Grant. Of course it's a motor. It's from LDO. I think there's a printer in this box. Okay, I can tell you that's another one. It's the same. So that's two of the same motors. We've got another box from Big Tree Tech. It's a CAN board. It's a CAN bus board. CAN bus, not to be confused with cat bus. It's a little different. Just a little bit though. This one's unlabeled. A Voron tap kit. It would be funny if they actually came with taps and dies, but no, this is not that. This is a nozzle probe for Voron. So this allows the Vorons to have auto bed leveling. I've only learned all of this from Nero and watching Nero's videos, so don't worry, we're gonna be doing a Voron here very, very soon. Oh, this is a big box. Oh, look, it's got a little zipper on it. Okay, for those who don't know, I'm kind of a packaging geek. That's great, I love that. So let's... It even makes like the zipper sound. Love that, love that. Oh my gosh. There's a Phaetus Apis in here. And what is all this? We've got a nozzle from Phaetus. A few nozzles from Phaetus. A PS DLC hardened steel. A brass nozzle. There's all these extra. Hold on, jeez. There's a plated copper, another hardened steel, and another brass. Wow. It's a little cable squid. It's adorable, and I love it. And of course, the Apis extruder. These are so pretty. I've wanted to look at this for so long. Oh, the box has magnets. Look at that Apis extruder. God, this thing is so pretty. These are so nice. That's a piece of kit. Hector had a few of these that he was giving away. Is Hector made of money? Hector might be made of money. We didn't check that. We should have checked that. We've got some fans, some Honey Badger fans, 5015 blowers. We've got an LDO input shaper toolkit. This has got to be a printer, right? And then the final box in here from Big Tree Tech, it is. It's an SKR Pro. There's a whole motherboard in here. This is a printer. It's got 2 motors. This is so interesting. Hector, buddy, you outdid yourself. There was a code that you had to know, and then he would give you a box. I'm not going to tell you, but if you had ordered from Fabrico, you would have gotten this code. That is nuts. Dude, Hector, you outdid yourself. That is amazing. Fabrico, you guys are awesome. Hector's only a few hours south of us. He's down in Miami, and we're going to be doing some content with Fabrico coming up, so stay tuned if that's your kind of thing, because it's definitely coming. I want to do a Rook, but I'd love to know what you guys would like to do, although I guess by now you've probably already told us. We just haven't seen it yet. Well, Amber and I have to get going, so we're going to go into the mountains. I've never been into the Rocky Mountains ever, I don't think, and seeing them from our hotel room, I needed to go. We have a little bit of time before we can check into our Airbnb in Denver, where I'm taking some time off, which is a weird thing to say, but we're gonna go have some fun and tool around Denver. So let's go. Let's get into the mountains. Let's do a little bit of hiking. Well, guys, that does it. That is a wrap for the Rocky Mountain Rep Fest. What an amazing couple of days, and I hope you all enjoyed the content. We do our best to try to bring you guys along with us for the journey. Thank you to the Rocky Mountain Rep Fest for putting on an amazing show. You guys kicked major ass. Thank you to all the makers, the sponsors, the companies, the people, the volunteers for putting on an amazing show. This was truly one of the most enjoyable experiences that we've ever had. And if you said hi, please post the photos that you took with me. I'd love to kind of have a collection of my times meeting fans. And those of you that had me sign build plates and printers, I still don't feel worthy. But it was a really cool opportunity to be included amongst, you know, the top end people in this industry. I want to thank you guys so much for your support, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for any of you all. So if you're watching this video, thank you. It's because of you. But that's all we got, guys. We got to get moving. So stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, we screwed that one up. That's fine. That's the blooper. That's fine. That's the blooper. It's always.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again
Jim.
for coming to the 2023
Jim.
Rocky Mountain
We're
Rep
filming.
Festival. There we go. Don't forget, we have an amazing talk with Ellie from GoGo Press in 20 minutes at the Makers Lounge. She has an awesome talk ready for you. She's ready to talk about chocolate and printing and benchies, and she's going to give me all that chocolate when she's done. So.
There you go, yeah.
That actually helps a lot.
Dry air.
The lovely Colorado air, where
Yeah.
it just kills you one way or the other.
Oh yeah, Florida. How are the Panthers doing?
I don't follow sports.
Oh good, okay.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. A massive thank you goes out to all of our Patreon, PayPal, and YouTube channel member supporters whose names are listed right next to me at the $5 tier and higher. Remember, if you want to support the efforts that we do here and help us get to places so that we can take you along with us, you can join for as little as $1 a month at those links in that description down below. Right below me will be the day one coverage from the Rocky Mountain Rep Fest. So if you missed our first day of coverage of the event, make sure to click that and go take a look at it. Right next to that will be our entire trip to the East Coast Rep Festival. So if you missed that one, you can go take a look at it as well. I will see you all down in those comments and in the next one. Take care.